Yo, you want to hear something that's totally fucking crazy on the surface, but it's absolutely true? So, you know how yesterday I was doing the podcast, right? And you know how I was talking about the BMW and the Mercedes Benz, the personalities of people who, when some of them, not everyone, but when they buy luxury vehicles, they think that they can just start fucking making up their own laws. They're like, oh, look, I'm comfortable in life. I don't need to do the speed limit. You see that shit all the time, man. You already know that that's a reality. I'm not saying everyone who owns a BMW or Mercedes breaks the law and doesn't drive the speed limit, but you see it a lot of times. You do. I know you do. I fucking do. So I know you do too. Now, I'm also a math dude, so I know it's not just Mercedes Benz drivers and BMW drivers. It's people of all classes. It could be fucking anybody. You're just like, oh, really, buddy? You're not going to do the speed limit? Like, I see that you have like a little, I don't know, Pinto, station wagon. I mean, it could be any fucking buddy. But I do notice that sometimes some folks who think that they're super opulent, they're on their super important business call, and they have their like super luxury vehicle and they're doing like way under the speed limit, and you're just like, oh right, you're so important, dude, and you have a luxury class vehicle, and it's obvious to everyone that's watching you that you're making up your own fucking laws. Well, do you recall how yesterday I was talking about a scenario involving a Mercedes Benz and a BMW, and some minutes later, sure enough, the fucking bitch rolls up on the right hand side. She's got her fucking BMW. She's driving like 20 miles under the speed limit. And then the motherfucker pulled up behind me, and he had the Mercedes Benz. Do you recall? If you listen to the podcast, well, check this out. Here's some really interesting shit. As I was talking about UFOs and UAPs in the previous podcast episode where I talk about how SETI's fake, I swear on my honor as a man in this world. So I see a UFO, right? Just like you would see on Secure Team 10 on Tyler's station, on his channel on YouTube. Same shit, like straight up, like legit. And here's what's crazy though. I mean, I've seen UFOs before. I mean, they're seen all around the world. I mean, you can just go online and type UFO spotted and you can look at imagery, and they don't really hide like they used to so much. Like you can, but yo, this shit was fucking, this was really interesting. So, I'm looking up in the, you know how like in your vehicle, you have, that layer toward the top of your front windshield where, depending on the type of vehicle you have, where the glass is tinted, right? So I'm looking through that out into the sky, and I also have sunglasses, right? So I'm wearing sunglasses. I'm looking through tint, and I notice that there's this little like shiny object that like appears out, out in like as far out as you can see, and beyond that you can't see anything else, right? And the sky's blue, and I see all these trails, like all these like airplanes and like clouds, and then obviously like chemtrails and shit, right? So I'm like, all right, well, normal shit, you know what I mean? But then there's this like little think, and there's this like little light, and I was like, oh shit. And this is just as I finished the podcast. And I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, oh man, okay, well that's just an airplane like way the fuck up high, right? But then it starts doing these odd maneuvers, and I'm like, oh, interesting. What is this, like a drone or some shit? And I'm watching it like, very closely. So listen. As I am sharing this with you, they actually sent jets to go and check this thing out, and at least one helicopter, because I can see the jet streams and I see the direction in which and I didn't notice it at first, but they had been tracking it. So this was something, because when I looked up at the sky, I could see these jets way the fuck up that were hidden. I mean, it looks like blue sky, but there were jets in the atmosphere that you could not hear, but you could see them, and they were going out to try to intersect with it. So check this out. And I still see jets going in the direction of it. So it pops up, right? And it starts moving across the sky. And I mean, I'm still, thinking, that it's a plane. until I saw it do this really odd turn. And it wasn't going very fast. That's the other thing. So then I was like, man, is that a helicopter? And then I was like, nah, that's way too fucking high for a helicopter. That's definitely not a motherfucking helicopter, right? And then it like slowed down like even more. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? So then I'm like, yo, I'm actually seeing a goddamn UFO after I just talked about this shit. And it's been a long time. Man, I can't even remember when the last time I saw one during the daytime. But so it moves across the sky, and then it like slows down to almost like a halt. And it's just like inching itself across the sky. And I'm like, yo, that is definitely not a fucking plane. And then it does this turn where it like starts coming like in this direction. I mean, it's, I'm looking at, fuck, I don't know the distance. I can't gauge it. I mean, it was so fucking far out. But nonetheless, this thing slowed to almost a snail's pace. And so that's when you're like, all right, that is not a plane. Planes cannot do that. That is not an airplane. That is not an aircraft. That is not a jet. That is, and it doesn't appear to be a drone. It's larger than what would be a drone, and it doesn't look like a drone. It doesn't really look recognizable, but it's probably not something that our military created. And so it just kind of poked around the sky, and I was just like, holy fucking shit. And then it just disappeared into like a patch of blue. And as it did, I was like, well, shit, let me get the camera out in case it like reemerges, because I've seen different episodes of like Secure Team 10 where there have been different UFOs that'll like, there was one that was really interesting, man. It looked like a chair. It was like this like H-shaped thing. And it was observing some neighborhood. I can't remember where it was, but it was like Colorado or some shit like that. And these kids were out playing in the daytime, and someone was videotaping like a mother or something like that, or that, something like that is what I meant. And the thing comes down and seems to just kind of like lock on to this like particular neighborhood where this woman was filming with these like children outside, and the thing like zips just like anti-gravity, just zip, and it comes down, and it's like right over the telephone lines. And it was really honestly kind of fucking creepy, because this thing from so far out in the sky just like zeroed in, like, and it was like boom, now it's in this neighborhood overlooking these kids. And this is not staged up. This is real shit. And then when she's like talking about it, or the family or whatever, they're like, look at this. And again, this is not doctored. This is a real thing. When you watch the video, you can absolutely tell that it is not staged. It is not made up. It is not artificial. And after some time, as it hovered, it just like slowly but surely, and then it was like gone. It just like backed out of the neighborhood. And as it backed up, from that low flying position of those like utility poles, those like telephone lines, it was like observing, and then it was just like, and it was gone. Like it backed up back out into the sky within some seconds, and it was just like a pin prick, like gone. Absolutely, most certainly fucking anti-gravity. Never seen a craft that looked like that. I don't know if that's like surveillance, or if that's like intelligent, and autonomous, some type of autonomous surveillance space vehicle, that its purpose is to surveil Earth. In all of science fiction lore, in anything and everything military encyclopedia-wise, I have never seen a craft that looked like that. That shit was weird as fuck. It was like an H, like a chair, like it was almost like a jetpack, but a massive sized one. Like a human could sit in there and like, you know, clutch, like grasp the like handles, like arm bars, and like ride that sucker. You know what I mean? It was weird. It was like, it almost looked like a robot, like an H-shaped robot. You can see that on Secure Team 10, man. That is a real fucking thing. I've never seen any type of craft that looked like that before. That was the first time I've seen that one, and I was just like, whoa. And you could tell that it was clearly surveilling that particular community. It was looking around. Those kids were down there. And if I'm not mistaken, it was somewhere like Colorado, man. It was like somewhere out where there's like human populations like thinned out or some shit like that, man. And you could hear these kids and you could see this thing come down, and it's like checking shit out. And it's just like anti-gravity, just like fixed pinpoint location sitting there over the power lines because it's during the daytime. How many people are going to fucking see it? The only person who saw it, based on what we know on Secure Team 10 from Tyler's website, is that one person who recorded. Now, did other people see it? Were they hushed up, you know? Or did they see it and they just never said anything about it, man? I mean, I'm assuming since it's on Tyler's channel, you know, Secure Team 10, and there's video footage of it, obviously the government scam likely. Well, if it's likely, then why show me, computer? Why show me, smart telecom company? If the scam is likely, then why even bring it to my attention? Smart company, smart telecom. I don't even want to see that shit. Fucking stupid ass fucking telecoms. Fucking dumb ass wannabe like tech companies. So, you know, back to futuristic, advanced, other civilizations technology. Fucking medieval telecoms. Scam likely. Well, if it's a likely scam, why even fucking show me? Because you're a stupid tech company on planet Earth. You're fucking pieces of medieval trash shit. Stains. Oh, God. Human fecal. So, today, when I saw this craft, it was too far out to, like, make out any type of, like, shape. Yeah, I don't want to speculate, man, because light, you know, when you see it, you know, from a certain angle or whatever, I don't want to tell you that it was oval shaped. I mean, it didn't appear to be disc shaped, so it didn't look disc shaped. But then again, it could have been any shape. It was too far away, man. But it definitely had that shine to it, and it definitely moved in a way that is impossible for standard terrestrial aircraft. It slowed down, almost stopped, and then it turned, and then quickly turned again and sped up. It was maneuvering unlike any type. It was not a prop plane. It was not a U.S. Aircraft in terms of like our jet, military aircraft, like jet turbine engine technology. It was none of that shit. It was absolutely none of that shit. And it did not look like any type of drone. And the other thing is, it was followed by, there's another jet going up over kind of in the area of where it had been. They've been periodically in that general vicinity, just kind of checking shit out. I'm assuming that it's gone, but nonetheless, I mean, in the event that it isn't, and it's just kind of like hiding out, and or it may come back, I'm assuming that that's why they're over there doing the maneuvers that I see them doing. And there was some type of like rapid helicopter that flew over the tree line here, and it was definitely, oh shit, whoa, hold on. We might have something here. Hold on. I might be putting a motherfucking video out. Hold up, whoa. I think our thing has come back. I'm going to videotape this shit. Hold on. It is back. It is definitely fucking back. I see it. Okay, I'm going to videotape this shit, man. Yep, there it is right there.